What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this week we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button. It helps the Scale News out a whole bunch. With that, let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, for those of you looking forward to a possible Axialfest West announcement, they didn't announce any official information, but they did post a photo, a single photo with no caption, onto their Instagram page, the Axialfest Instagram, with just a photo of a snowy area, field, campground, possibly, maybe, I don't know. Can't really tell because there's snow all over it, but mountains in the background. Looks like the type of area that could host an Axialfest, but again, still no official announcement. So we'll just keep hanging out, hope that we get some real information. Next, for you scale builders, Scale Metal Supplies released the new hot seats. These are aluminum laser cut sheets of metal that you fold into a scale seat. Super lightweight, fairly inexpensive. You can find them on the Scale Metal Supplies website, which I've linked in the description below. If you've never heard of Scale Metal Supplies, they have a ton of different fabrication tabs, as well as little fixture tables, different tools to help you build a cage easier. They also have bend and braze bumpers, which come in a flat sheet, kind of perforated so you can bend them easily into shape and then just braze them up solid. A number of interesting parts. Definitely worth going over to their website and checking out. Again, scalemetalsupplies.com is their website, and it'll be linked in the description below. This week, Castle Creations released a new version of the Mamba Micro X. This is the Mamba Micro X2. Now, this is generally aimed at 1/18th scale, off-road cars, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, but this also does work for some 1/10 scale type rock crawler, trail truck type things. As long as you're not going with crazy heavy trucks, or you're trying to do any like super high amp draw rock racing or hill climbing, things like that, this is a suitable ESC choice for some of you. Now, this is now 4S capable, which the previous version was only 3S capable. It is a censored ESC. Also, will run brushed or brushless, and it's just under 90 bucks. So a really reasonably priced ESC for everything that they've packed inside of it. A nice option, an update from the previous one, which was released in something like 2015 or so. So the other one had been out for quite a while. This option is definitely an updated look as well. So check out Castle Creations website or any place that you prefer to buy your Castle products. Last week, with the running of the Mint 400, Losi released the 2022 version of the Mint 400 Losi Baja Ray. They kind of do one of these every year over the last 3 years now, with a kind of a special liveried version of the Baja Ray. Also comes with something like a commemorative little pin to go along with it, but it's got a unique livery on it. This one looks pretty good, kind of a desert camo style overall. Probably one of my favorite versions of the Mint 400 releases that they've done so far. These are limited usually. If you're interested in it, jump on it. Who knows what supplies are like of this year's version. Speaking of limited edition, the Tamiya Subaru Impreza Mexico 2004 edition has popped back up. These were re-released in like 2020 sometime, but with a lot of kit shortages and things like that, hadn't seen them as often available. More popped up here recently. So limited edition, as they said, it was released in 2020. So I'm not sure how limited they actually are, or if we're just going to see small batches continue to pop up. But if you're interested in that kit, a good looking Tamiya. Underneath, it's just your standard run-of-the-mill TT01E, so nothing very limited about that part of it. But if you like the style and most Tamiya stuff, fairly inexpensive to pick up. This week, Proline teased another new Nissan, this time the 400Z. Now, this is being shown under the Protoform division of Proline, so a little bit different. I believe that this is aimed towards that new Arma platform, where the Vendetta as well as the Mini Infraction version are. Proline just recently released that Nissan GTR body for the no prep scene, and now we're seeing a 400Z. So maybe you Xterra fans, you can hold out for your just perfect scale body to follow soon. Although there's probably a better shot of seeing a Nissan Titan, but the new Nissan push, pretty interesting to see. Maybe we'll see more of it. Is there any other Nissans they should actually do? And speaking of that Arma 3S platform with the Vendetta and Mini Infraction, they are running the Armageddon special right now, where you can save up to $100 on a number of the new Armas. Pretty much all of them are listed on there. The Infractions, the Blackrock, the Limitless, Creighton's, even the 1/5 scale stuff. Basically any of them. If you're interested in any Arma right now, there's some deals to be had. So check them out. I linked below to the page where you can see all of the special pricing for those Armas. So if you're looking for a basher, you can save a little bit of money. In the 1/24 scale world, Furitek also released another new chassis. This one not quite as visually assaulting as the previous one that they released. This is the Scythe chassis. It's a more traditional chassis that goes underneath of one of the actual bodies, like the Jeep Gladiator. They show this in basically color matching options for the Gladiator all around. So I think they're targeting this one at the Gladiator's longer wheelbase, especially. If you've got a 1/24 scale, you've most definitely been to their website. Lots of electronics and chassis, all kinds of options. Next, something a little bit different. Toyan released the RS-S100 rotary engine. This, if you've never seen Toyan, they're just little, gas or nitro engines that you have to figure out what you're going to do with them. They're mainly just the engine. This is a single rotor rotary engine. They list the cost on their website at $499. But if you want to go a little crazier, they're also offering now the RSL200, which is a 2-rotor rotary engine with water cooling. Up to 18,500 RPMs out of this thing, just in case your normal nitro engines were just too reliable. How about some rotary options? These things are fun to look at. Not sure if there's any actual use or benefit to ever having one, but is that any different than most of our things? Today, Cross teased the new XT4 Demon on the Emo chassis with a new hard body. This is a pretty interesting hard body, not one that I've seen done this way commonly or ever, I guess, in the OEM market. I've seen custom builds done this way, but it's a pickup cab style body, but with the top removed. And then there's a cage that integrates from that part of the cab into the rear bed, where it's got kind of a custom fabbed style rear hard body bed to it. Not a traditional or OEM style bed at all. I mean, it's kind of step side, but not really. I believe that there's been some custom trucks built like this by maybe ORD possibly, that maybe ran Ultimate Adventure or the TTCs done by Peterson. Underneath, we're gonna see the exact same Emo platform that was released in 2020 with the locking and unlocking differentials and a multi-speed gearbox. I think this is probably the best looking Cross 1/10 scale trail truck that I've seen them put out, or tease that they're putting out. Haven't seen all of the details posted on any of Cross's official channels yet, but I'm sure that we'll see more information, full details, pricing, and release schedule before too long. Don't forget that tomorrow, Wednesday, is the next release of the Road to Scale National Series. This week, it's a release from Matt. So you can go check out Matt's current status on his builds as we prepare to get our trucks ready for Scale Nationals in Leesburg, Alabama in 3 weeks. Time is ticking. And then live Wednesday night, Matt and I have our Livestream Takeover when we start Season 3, Episode 105, 105 weeks in a row. Check it out, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Come join us live for a couple hours of random RC topics. That's gonna do it for this week's topics, but for this week's question, we did talk about the new Nissan releases coming out of Proline. Made me think, what body would you like to see released not under the Ford, Chevy, Jeep, or Toyota umbrellas? What body for a trail truck? Let's keep it trail rig related. On-road stuff, things like that. Trail trucks. What do you got? Throw them in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching the Scale News Update every Tuesday. As always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Custom builds done this way, but this has got a regular cab style hard body front, but it's been topless Oh, that's not a word.